The only way to make it to heaven is through the 10 friendly commandments. Maybe I'll tell it to you one day. But you know what's more important? Right now, I am bullish on crypto. I've been bullish ever since the bear market. I have way higher targets. I know they're printing money. I know the Great Reset is coming. I know the plan of the US Fed. But I know you like big butts. Family-friendly show, friends. Please, G-rated. There's an issue. The issue is human emotions override everything. Too many weak hands are allowed to enter crypto without anything to pull the plug. In stocks and property, they have mechanisms to stop the hyper growth. Why? They are learning from the Great Depression. They have already learned. This is the Great Depression. This is the Dow Jones. This is very insightful. Why? Every major economist, every central bankster in the world studied the Great Depression in great detail. They learned what they did wrong in their eyes. In their eyes, what they did wrong was they were using gold. G-O-L-D, gold. Why? When the economy started tanking, after it went too hot, started tanking, they could not print money fast enough. They were bound by the bars of gold. And then they had to work their way out. But it all came from this starting point. They let too many weak hands enter. There was an enormous percentage of leverage degen borrowing relative to GDP back then. It was actually record high. I forgot the actual number. It might have been like 3%. Can you imagine 3% of the entire nation was in degen longs on the stock market, the Ponzi, okay? This is super important. We don't have this in crypto. You see, in crypto, when we go up, no one stops it. We restrict the supply. That's it. Go up forever until you exhaust yourself. But in the stock market, when things get too heated with inflation, they start raising the rates. They start sending signals. They start doing their own things. Now, keep this in mind. When I tell you I'm very bullish on crypto, I really do mean it. Except, look at this. It does this cycle piece every time. 1, we go up and everyone expects very high prices. But then, number 2, we disappoint everyone by stopping minus 66% below the first target, the average target, whatever it is. This happens every time. And because you have a friend here who actually loves and appreciates you, this is not up for debate. This is objective fact. 3 cycles, 3 rounds of mass crowd euphoria, 3 occasions where we stop 66%, roughly, made that number up, below their expectations. They thought they were on their way to riches, but actually what turns out to happen is the final 60% of the people who enter buy the top bags of the earliest 5% or 10%. You see that? Every time. So out of a pool of people, the top 10%, they are suffering in the bear market. They hold through the red candles. Then the next 30% enter midway in the cycle because they all love momentum and they're getting into it. And then the final 60% buy at the very, very top. Bang. The final 60% are what we call exit liquidity. But those final 60%, they make up the majority of the crowd. They're expecting much higher and it never comes. Why? A bull market ends when you run out of buyers. Those final 60% of people, they come in at the very top. There's no one else left. They've satisfied the profit zones for these early people. And then the cycle repeats again as we turn back down and we go into the bear. Not only did this happen in the first cycle, but the second and third, friends, this happen every single time. Why have I marked these numbers here, 20,000x, 600x, if you go back in time, people were super bullish at the tops, as always. Just like the counter opposite, they are super bearish at the bottoms. Bitcoin did a 600x return from the bottom to the top here. Bound down here, $2 to almost 1,200. All right. Now, why did it stop at 20,000? It's because people saw, wait a minute, you did a 600x from here to here. Oh my gosh, if you did a 600x again from, here you go, $170, we can actually calculate that right now. 170 times 600. Oh my God, friends, $100,000. You shouldn't be surprised. Why? I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. Do you know 100,000 was the crowd's target in 2017? I have friends, business relationships, was at the gym. I'm telling you, I wasn't in crypto in 2017. The number I heard was Bitcoin's going to 100K. $100,000. I was told that by multiple people. I remember that number. That's the only number I remember in my head from 2017. I was calling it all a Ponzi and a scam. I didn't understand crypto. I had no idea how to research. I was in traditional finance world, trading bonds and spreads and all this other trash, okay? Surprise, surprise, we did not hit $100,000. We stopped at 20K. What happened next? Look what everyone says, by the way. Everyone said again, they go, wait a minute. We did a 100x from 2015 to 2017, okay? So they've like, okay, this 600x was too high now. Let's move on. Let's use the 100x. Let's anchor to the 100x. So when we were at 2021, by the way, I went all in here, 3,500 in 2019. So I generally thought, I'm telling you, okay, we diminished in the past, but are we going to diminish again? Well, I think this is just me, right? I made this in the bear market. Okay, I say, well, the debt's bigger. They can't raise rates. They got to print money. We should be able to get, okay, maybe we don't get 100x bottom to top. By the way, that would have been a $300,000 Bitcoin. Maybe we don't get 100x. Maybe we get 60x, 50x from that bottom. You know what number that would have been? Around $150,000 to $180,000. I thought it was going to be 180K Bitcoin. Now, you could probably sit here and say, no, that number's stupid. All right. But let me write it to you now. All right. So you had, I'll put it to you so right now. You had one. They printed plus 39% of all world money in 18 months. This was zombie virus. Okay. They printed it instantly. What else did you have? 0% rates, infinite QE, 16 trillion in negative yielding bonds, NYB. 4 of these. Plus, there's one thing I didn't put in my Twitter post. Okay. You had campaigns out there saying Bitcoin is digital gold. Grayscale paid for these, right? 500K price. If Bitcoin flipped gold, it's $500,000. I thought, okay, maybe we don't flip gold this cycle, but maybe we get a third of the way. And everyone thinks we're going to flip gold at the top. But we didn't even get a third of the way. That would have been about $150,000, $180,000. Please appreciate these. You had all 4 of these. Okay. So as we were going up and we're sitting green. Okay, Bitcoin's now 40, 50K. These are the talking points we're hearing. You got to take an appreciation for them. Nobody was saying it's time to be bearish. A very few people. Okay, Richard Hart called the top. You had BCB as well. But 99% of people didn't. Still super bullish at the top because of these macro fundamentals. They were saying, well, look at this. I want you to think about this. We couldn't go more than a 3x, friends, from Bitcoin's 2017 top. We couldn't go more than a 3x with 0 rates, printing money, infinite QE, all these money sitting and earning negative yield, which is paying out just to hold there. And you had the Bitcoin digital gold campaign. All of these. What happened? We still diminished. If there was ever a cycle to buck the trend, it had to be 2021. No ifs or buts. Give me one good reason why Bitcoin should not have gone to 100K. There was just so many things saying, oh my God, you've printed how much dollars? So now you can see, when we go back to this lovely Peppy with the heart, and play some angel music for you as well in the background, just to smooth it up. You notice now, we disappoint everyone, don't we? We stop under that top target. Plan B, you remember, stock to flow, 150K, 180K, everyone thought that. Bang, couldn't even hit 100. Stopped at 69K, what a joke. And that was 69K on mega turbo leverage, by the way. Okay? You understand now. So you understand. So I'm not bearish. This is not bearish. I'm telling you, it's repeating. Okay? Repeating. So everyone who thinks I'm bearish, they are trying to tell you that this fourth cycle will break to the upside. They're trying to tell you, all right, we have 3 cycles where your friend Somi's messages are all consistent. Thank you very much for liking, subscribing, belly button and all. I've told you, it's all come down to network effects. It's not what we think with the money printing. Bitcoin now has 219 million people. I think it had around 40 million down here, okay? 40 million people, now 220. You see that? Isn't that wild? I don't know if it was 40 million people. I think it was back then 40 million, maybe 80 million. I can't get the exact numbers, but the amount of people coming in, it's getting harder and harder to grow more people inside the bubble. Metcalfe's law. I know there's something that drives Metcalfe's law. So you can actually derive, you go, okay, well, Metcalfe's law, why are people going to join the network? Okay, we're going to keep printing money. So we're spreading the word out there. Yes. But now we go to the adoption curve, all right? Innovators, visionaries, pragmatists. We all understand the money printer. We all understand 0% rates. We understand the debt. Conservatives kind of do. They're like, better hedge here and there. We've used all these, friends. We're done. We're in the Skeptics now. Roca Negra ETF. We got a country that adopted us, El Salvador. Uncle Peter Schiff uses Bitcoin ordinals for his art. We're in the Skeptics and the Laggards. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? But not really crazy. You're like, well, oh my gosh, this should have happened, but it didn't. We did not break parabolic to the upside. Those people who think that, Bitcoin stopping at $80,000, it's not bearish. I'm just saying, all right, I want to see something that gives me an idea that this fourth time is going to be different. It's not bearish at all. Why do people think it's bearish? It's because they're underexposed. That's why. It's not bearish. I'll take that. $80,000 Bitcoin. What, 20, 30x on everything? I'll take that. If you think that sucks, bad luck. What do you want me to do? I can't do anything. You can't do anything either. Except you can. Put money in. You're not long enough. Yes, gone. There used to be days, all you needed was $1,000 in Bitcoin. Crypto Kobe, he put in $500. He made like 100x in a weekend or something ridiculous. And then he rotated that Bitcoin into something else. And then he made another 10 or 20 or 30x on his Bitcoin in 48 hours. 300x return instantly coming in. He never put any money besides that $500 at the very, very start. Yeah, we don't live in that world anymore. You're going to need more than... I'm sorry. I don't know what to do. This is what it is. I mean, we do know what to do, okay? I'm just trying to reason with you here. So those people who are saying, oh, yeah, no, you're too bearish or whatever. No, they're not. They know what they're talking about. Where are you getting your bull targets from? Show me. Oh, the ETF. That's BS, man. That's bearish. Okay? So we couldn't even go more than 3x all-time high. We went through all these reasons. No one can give us a good reason why. All right, why is this time going to be different? Is this time going to be different? There's only one thing they lean on, I've noticed. And it is the Roca Negra ETF. The Roca Negra ETF is not bullish enough. to be this time is different. Why? Because look around you, left and right. Look at this fat Wojak blob. It's called Blobjack, by the way. It's pretty funny. Blobjack with a KFC bucket on his head. Every single person to your left and to your right knows about the ETF. Everyone. ETF. It's all over the news. So please tell me, why is it a top signal or let's say a foreshadowing of bad things to come when they put XRP on the news, when they put Doge on the news, when they put Plan B stock to flow model on the news? Why are they all bad? Why when they shouted about the Coinbase IPO on the news, top signal, the future CME launch, top signal? Why is it that they are foreshadowing bad news when everyone's know about it, but the Roca Negra ETF, why is that good news? I know why. It's not good news. It's bad news. It's because the consensus portfolio, firstly, is majority stable coins, but secondly, is 80 to 100% BTC. That's why. Same as Ethereum. They have 70 to 100% Ethereum, the average person I've seen a lot out there. So let's just write BTC plus ETH. Remember, Ethereum dudes, they are really close to getting the ETF. Grayscale starting to find. They're not like close in terms of a couple of years, probably. Do you see? When you see it through this lens, you go, wait a minute. You're only bullish because you own it. And you're just completely ignoring all the other times this didn't work. You're saying, no, this time is different. You're seeing the truth. I know you are seeing the truth. You already know this, but I'm just here to help you. Here to share with you. This is not bullish. You know it's not. You know it's not. Okay, it wasn't bullish for Doge, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. It wasn't bullish for them. Why is it bullish for us now? The ETF is an ultimate exit liquidity signal for big players. Now, when I say this, people get it wrong. They think, oh, we launched, we're going to go down. No, we're not. What it means is, instead of doing these big spikes up from now on, you do lower, dampened volatility. It's an exit liquidity signal. It's Laggards. It's Skeptics. The government finally saying this thing is legit. They are last on the list. Number one is Innovators, Roger Ver. Right? The Innovators, I. Last is G for government, Gov. They're last on the list. There's literally no one else to accept something into mainstream after the government. There's no one. So, a long time has passed between the early speakings of this ETF. That's all they have left. Okay, and many people have had a lot of time, a lot of months to digest it. Okay, so this is all everybody's leaning on. They go, well, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars are going to enter. You know, I did the maths, by the way. Okay, in the next cycle, I did the maths already. People say, well, because of liquidity, there's $9 trillion. Okay, you do 1%. All right, $90 billion. Surprise, surprise. Okay, whatever. Yeah, $90 billion goes up. You know there's people dumping along the way, right? You know there are Bitcoin miners who have been collecting in the shadows who are going to dump along the way. You do know. You know Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy are going to dump along the way, right? You know they have a bond due in 2025. They're going to have to start selling their Bitcoin. It's one of my dark prophecies. So when we have these enormous, amazing targets, we put ourselves in a vacuum bubble. We go, okay, theoretically, if everybody just bought up in a straight line and never sold, we all win. We hear about this on Twitter where people joke. They go, guys, don't sell this meme coin. If we all buy and don't sell, it does 100x and we all win. No, we don't. Because the first person to exit at the liquidity sends it all back down. There's not enough liquidity to support everybody. You need everybody to have a long-term vision. But guess what? We are already here. We used to be $1 Bitcoin. Now we're going 30K, 50K, 100K. You see what I mean? It is very expensive. So don't get this confused. You know, I still love you, fans. All these, you see it now. I know you see it. You see it. I'm bullish, all right? I'm bullish, you're bullish, we're all bullish. We believe the things are going to repeat. I would love to be shocked, right? That's why, I mean, even as I'm like, you know what? I've got a bad feeling about this. It's not 100% chance. It's 70%. I'm still praying for the 30% chance. But let me tell you something. Bitcoin's going to hit $80,000 and then stop. What are you going to do there? I'm going to ask you. Are you going to sell nothing of all your crypto? Are you going to sell 5%, 10%, 20, 30, 40, 50? All I'm asking you to do, even if you believe Bitcoin's going to $1 million, sell 5% when Bitcoin hits 80K. Okay? Just in case we get scammed. That's all I'm asking you. Just be prepared for that. And you might say, man, I was actually thinking of selling 30% or 50% of my bags. Yeah, well, guess what? So are the rest of us. And that's how we know, oh, crap, I've got to figure out how to get more crypto now because it might end earlier than we all think. I love and appreciate you. Don't forget that. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button all. To mom and dad, we are bullish on crypto. Catch you in the next one.